Hey everyone, today I'll be going through what vehicles from the Brute faction in previous Halo games will presumably be present in Halo Infinite's campaign and multiplayer. Now these vehicles never made it into Halo 4 and 5, for a good reason, simply because they wouldn't have served a purpose in those Halo games due to the overall direction of the story and art style. However, with Halo Infinite I feel as though the array of weapons and vehicles will drastically change, ultimately increasing in size, due to how massive the scope is for this game. In Halo Infinite, we will most likely see the return of some familiar enemies like the Brutes and the Flood. Now obviously, the Flood doesn't have any vehicles or weapons, so we can exclude them. However, the Brutes had some notable vehicles back in Halo 3, those being the Brute Prowler and Chopper. Now before we actually begin with the Brute Prowler, I do just want to quickly give an honourable mention to the Elite Spectra from Halo 2. Some of you guys might remember it when you played as the Arbiter on the mission The Great Journey. The reason why I'm mentioning this vehicle is because the Brute Prowler was the replacement that the Covenant created for the Brutes after the Sangheili rebelled, so around the Halo 3 era of 2552 and 2553. It has identical features with the Prowler, besides the fact that the Prowler doesn't have a boost. Now I know what you're thinking, why the hell are you talking about the Spectra, which was a Sangheili vehicle? Simply it's because either of these versions could return, depending on how 343 create their story. As if the Banished are in Infinite, then we will most likely see the Prowler. However, if it's just the Sangheili as before, then they could have brought back an old vehicle from the past, that being the Spectra. Anyway, just thought that was worth mentioning. Jumping into the Prowler. The Prowler is a light recon vehicle, much like the Warthog, and as stated before, the Prowler was only added into Halo 3 and then never seen again. So if it returns, I guarantee many Halo fans will be overjoyed to just see it being utilised again. It holds one driver, one gunner, and two passengers, usually with weapons making it a viable vehicle for the Brutes. It has one light plasma cannon, making it comparable to the UNSC Warthog, which only has one turret as well. The Brutes prefer to use the vehicle's armoured front as the primary weapon, cutting down enemy infantry and ramming into armoured vehicles before unloading its passengers. I feel as though if the Prowler were to be reintroduced in Halo Infinite, it would be with the Banished faction. However, I'm sure if there are Brutes in the game, the vehicle could be implemented another way. Prowler would really spice up multiplayer, particularly in Warzone and big team battle, adding another way to attack an enemy base in Warzone, or scouting an area with a group of Spartans, or even helping capture a flag, as seen in this image on Halo 3's Snowbound. So there are plenty of ways that this vehicle could add to the excitement in Halo Infinite. The Brute Chopper is similar to the Brute Prowler, with it being utilised exclusively by the Jiralhanae. The Brute Chopper is a heavily armoured, dual-wheeled assault vehicle, kept in the air by a gravity array under the seat at the rear and a massive double wheel in the front, which supports the vehicle's balance by its axis of gravity. Its primary assets lay in its capability to temporarily accelerate to twice its speed through rocket thrusters and its armament. It can be described as an anti-anything vehicle, which I'm sure many of you that have played through Halo 3 can agree. Now the chopper was actually seen in Halo 3 ODST, Halo Wars, and also Halo Wars 2, with a different design suiting the Banished, implemented as a scout ground vehicle used by the Banished Brute leaders. Safe to say, the chopper kicked ass there as well. If the chopper gets brought back for Halo Infinite, not only would it add variety to the vehicle sandbox, but also for multiplayer, as the chopper would rival the Ghost, and if 343 introduced different variants of the chopper for Warzone, then that would honestly be pretty exciting. I really can see this vehicle being added back into Halo Infinite. Again, just like the Brute Prowler, it depends on the story direction of the game, as I'm not too sure if the Banished will be an enemy for Chief in Infinite. I guess only time will tell. Alrighty guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you want to see these vehicles return? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to support me that little bit extra. Thanks everyone, and have a good one.